Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for getting on here just a tad bit tardy here. We'll start taking introductions. So if you would, this is our JubiRev team webinar. This is not a corporate webinar, but it is designed for anyone that happens to be in Jubi that wants to follow our lead. We're going to get started here in just a few moments. Primarily what we're going to do on today is I do want to make sure we are understanding the biggest components of the enhancements of the compensation plan. For some of you, it's going to be review because some of you have seen the presentation and you kind of get the A team and the Max team. Of course, last night there were a couple of major pieces that were added. Give me just a moment. I'm having a problem with one of my computers here. Act right. There were a couple of huge components that were added. I was not aware that they were going to be added until I got a phone call in the afternoon, maybe just a few hours before the webinar, and they're huge, guys. Wait a minute. Doggone it. What's wrong? All right. Hey, Queen, are you back?
I'm back.
Okay, so while I am doggoning it, I've had a doggone day. I declare. I'll have to talk to you about it a little bit later on.
I know. Well, we'll handle it. So what's going on?
How about you take some introductions? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already done so, put your name and tell us where you're from in the Q&A box, and then I should be with you in just a few moments to go on and get the webinar started. So, Queen, if you take some introductions, that would assist me. Thanks a lot.
I sure will. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, because we have people from all around the world on the webinar. I know I see Australia in the house. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow morning.
Well, it's today for them.
Well, it's today for them, but it's tomorrow for us here on the East Coast.
Well, for us, we're in there yesterday. But anyway.
Yes, we're in there yesterday, which is okay. But anyway, okay. Hello, John from Nashville, and welcome to the webinar. And welcome, Daryl from Wisconsin. I have Zeke and Jerry Stewart from South Carolina. Good evening. Aubrey from Alabama. Good evening. Now, see, this is where our Australian friends come in. I have George and Marin from Australia. Good morning.
Oh, fantastic.
Good morning over there. Good morning, all, they're saying. Diane from Charlotte, North Carolina. Good evening, Diane. Joyce from Missouri. Good evening, Joyce. Arian from Kentucky. Emma, my mom, from Greensboro, North Carolina. Good evening. Louise from Australia. Good morning, Louise. Hello, Foy from Florida. And I have Alan from Ohio. Kirk from Hayden, Idaho. Good evening. And then I have Randy from Indiana, Wally from Kansas, Robert from Burgaw, North Carolina. Good evening, Joyce from Missouri, and Minnie from Brooklyn, New York. Good evening and hello to everyone, and welcome to this wonderful compensation training webinar. I have Kim from Apex, North Carolina, Vince from Vegas, Michael in Alabama. Good evening. Patricia from Sacramento, and let's go on. I see people are filling up the questions box already.
All right, okay.
Give us a moment.
Good.
Give us a moment.
Okay.
Let's hear what Tila has to say first, and then we'll start our questions. Hello, Betty from Texas. Are we ready now, Tila? I have the
2 minutes, and I'll be ready.
Okay, I have the Godfather, Andy, from Laguna Woods, California. Good evening, Andy. Lana from Ontario. Okay, 9 a.m. is what Louise tells us in Australia. I knew it was morning. I just didn't know what time it was. So thank you. Hey, Rufus. Rufus says, hey, T. Lamont.
Hey, buddy.
And
Uncle Brew.
Yep, Uncle Brew. And Sharon from Maryland. Good evening, Sharon. Clarence from Fairfield, California. And then I have Anthony from Georgia. Cynthia from Maryland. And see people are coming on as I speak, as you come on.
And I'm ready when you are.
Oh, okay, great. All right, well, I'll just give a couple more.
Okay.
Your head is on fire. Oh, it is. Okay.
What's on fire?
Rufus said his head is on fire.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. I hope it's not on real fire. You have a lot of hair to be burning off there. But anyway, Monique from California. I want to turn this over to Tito Mark because I know he has some great information to impart to us this evening. So, Tito Mark, welcome to this webinar, and we're finally ready to go, right?
Okay, yes, we are ready to go. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for buying some time for me there. Okay, we're going to do a couple things on tonight's webinar, probably three things. Okay, number one, I want to make sure that we are clear on the new compensation enhancements that are going to be rolling out very, very soon. That's number one. Then number two, I want to start to give you, impart to you the grand vision of where I see our team going, because obviously with the new compensation model, it's different than what when we first came to Jubi that we had. Of course, we had the revenue sharing model was conducive from the standpoint that, you know, even if a person didn't recruit anybody, if they weren't great selling, we knew we needed to get customers here. But if they didn't recruit anybody, they could still earn. They would purchase their Jubi bucks. They would give those Jubi bucks away. They would earn points, and they would be earning on a daily basis. So what we've been talking about for the past few weeks is what happened that in our world initially upset the apple cart a few weeks ago, as we found out that when the company went out and it hired multiple attorneys and consultants, that essentially the consensus now amongst them that there's still one attorney who says, hey, I can defend, you know, what you're doing. It was very interesting, Queen. I was talking with another Jubi leader, and here's a gentleman. He doesn't like me to mention his name, but he's actually has owned a couple of his own companies. He started a couple of his own companies, and if I told you the name of one of the companies, many of you that's been in the industry for any length of time would say, yeah, I know that company. I remember that company. Well, this guy's more of a field guy, but he helped to start a couple of companies, and then what he would do is he would then seek someone to kind of run the business, manage the business. He's more of a promoter, happened to have some great contacts about a particular product, helped build the compensation plans. You know, he's got his own computer techie team, so on and so forth. So they designed everything, and then they went and they got someone to run the company, so on and so forth. And so he happened to know one of the attorneys, because as I was having the conversation that I've essentially had with you for, you know, a few weeks ago about, you know, why the company was making the modifications, and I mentioned some, you know, I would say, Queen, you know, one attorney said, hey, I can defend it, and I was told the name of that attorney. And when I threw the name of that attorney out to this particular guy, he says, he's the one that said he could defend it. I said, well, that, you know, I never talked to him. That's what I'm told. He says, well, the reputation of that attorney is if you sell crack cocaine and you come to him as your attorney, he'll tell you he can defend it.
Oh.
So I then checked with somebody else. Somebody else, totally different conversation. They were not aware of the conversation I'd had with this guy, and and we talked about same type conversation, another big leader in Jubi, and you know, I'm having my private conversation with him to let him know why the company's making the modifications, and I bring out this attorney's name, and he says, well, you know, he'll tell you he'll defend anything.
Oh.
I said, okay. But that's the one, Queen, who said, I can defend it. So obviously, so we've had this conversation before, and if you haven't been on our webinars, we'll have to, you know, get you a video or what have you, or get you an audio of where we had this conversation, because I don't want to spend all the time on that today. Needless to say, the model has to change. It's not something that the company wants to do, but the model has to change. And what this means is for any company that has the revenue sharing model, as we have come to love and adore her, if they're going to do business in the U.S., if they've got U.S. affiliates, U.S. customers, then they've got to abide by the U.S. laws. Doesn't matter if we like the law or not. They've got to abide by those laws. And so any revenue sharing company out there, so Queen, there's in the marketplace, there's other companies that have revenue sharing, and you know, I'm hearing, you know, some great things about this one and some great things about that one, and I'd love to see them all succeed. But there's a reason why the one company that we had heard that the SEC came to visit and then the SEC left, there's a reason why that company, their daily rewards is not a big part of their compensation plan, unfortunately. As a matter of fact, when I talked to one of their leaders, and I asked him, well, what's your daily rewards? He's like, let's not even talk about that. So it seems to be that the regulators are fine with revenue sharing as long as you don't make too much money from it. And I hate that, Queen. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line, okay? Because we now know that what a regulator in the U.S. is going to be looking for is they want to see when they come in that 50% or more of the company's revenues are coming from customers that are not related to the income opportunity. And so the challenge with revenue sharing is that's you can't do that as the model has been constructed. One, because everybody that's in the model can earn money. And when you take a look at traditional companies out there, you take a look at USANA, they, you know, probably 2/3 of the people in USANA have never even made a check. So what happens internally, Queen, what happens internally in those type of systems is that when an affiliate comes on board with a traditional company, counting purposes, they don't register really as an affiliate until they make a check. So that when Mr. Regulator comes, if the company has 100,000 affiliates, but only 30,000 of them have ever seen a check. You know, think about it with a binary company. What do you have to do in the binary? You got to recruit one on the left, one on the right, before you ever make the first check.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't know what the numbers are, but there's a good chance that a lot of binaries, some people maybe recruited the one on the left, but never got the one on the right. So they haven't gotten a check. So even though they are on auto ship and they sign the affiliate agreement, the company probably counts them as a preferred customer for regulatory purposes. So, Queen, here's the you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't. All right? If you have revenue sharing the way that we've come to love her, everybody makes money. And then they say, That's it. So, now, that's why the company had no choice unless it was going to go down the path that we had seen a couple of other companies go down, where, you know, the regulators came in and just closed it off completely, and then we would have been complaining that why didn't you dot the I's and cross the T's? Or
the other one we were talking about, too, mine has closed. I mean, has locked out other countries too, besides the United States.
Really? Well,
yes.
Well, anyway, okay. Okay, so now, I'm going to talk about this compensation, make sure we get it, but then I want to make sure that you understand that we understand from a leadership standpoint that we've got a lot of folks that aren't good at recruiting and not good at sponsoring. So what do we do about this? And that's what we're going to begin to talk about, some things that we're going to start putting into place. It's going to take a little time in terms of teaching people how to fish. What revenue sharing did is it gave us a fish. Revenue sharing gave us a fish, and we loved it. But now, in retrospect, as I step back, I see, you know what? It was a little crutch, because we kept saying, hey, you don't have to recruit, you don't have to recruit, you don't have to recruit, you don't have to recruit. And instead of saying, let's show you how to recruit, let's show you how to recruit, let's show you how to recruit. And so let's hit on the compensation. Then I'm going to give you the grand vision, and then we'll get to as many questions as we possibly can. So let's go to work real quickly. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure we understand about how we position ourselves to earn the $1,000 bonuses and the $10,000 bonuses again and again. All right, so what's going to happen is I'm going to talk initially, Queen, from the vantage point of a brand new person that has not been with Jubi up to this point, okay? And then I'll go back and share with you what's going to happen for those of us who are already here. So what's going to happen is a brand new person is going to come aboard, and they're going to want to get starter package qualified and start their A team. And the way they become starter package qualified is they either purchase one of the qualifying starter packages. There's going to be there's going to be a package that's designed for the U.S. and the Canadian audience. My international folks hear me. There's going to be a package designed for the international audience. Now, let me say this. Do not hold me to this, please, because I don't think that the ink, I don't think the pen has been laid to paper. Last week, I was on a webinar. I was on a conference call with the webinar with a vendor specifically for a product for the international audience. It is an extremely high-end, high-value product. Now, it'll probably be available also for the U.S., assuming that they ink the deal, but it may not be commissionable. And the reason being is that product is a great product for international. You would have no problem with that product internationally. But if that product was a feature in the U.S., it would cause an issue in the U.S. because what we saw with a company that had a travel related business is there's not a lot of back-end commissions or back-end revenue that the company makes from travel because the profit margins on travel are so very thin. So to have a company centered around travel in the U.S., from everything that we've garnered over the past 6 weeks or so, and this is one reason, Queen, if you think about it, I had someone ask me this question a few months ago. They said, can you tell me any network marketing company that made it big with just travel? And I was like, boy, that's a great question. And I went and I looked at the top companies in the network marketing arena, and you don't really see any that made it with travel. The reason being is because in the U.S., one of the companies that sold millions and millions of dollars of travel and had a huge, huge network of people, California came in, looked at their books and said, most of your money is coming from the recruitment of people, the packages, and the fact that people were buying a monthly booking engine. They were having like their own privately labeled like Expedia. So they were paying like $50 a month for that, Queen. But when people would buy a $100 hotel room from them, the company didn't make much money on that. So when the AG came and looked at that company, it showed tens of millions of dollars from these monthly fees for the booking engine and what have you, but showed very little in terms of net commissions to the company in travel. And that's where they had a problem. Now, if you had a travel product that was geared outside of the U.S., you don't have that issue. So that's one of the reasons, Queen, that in the U.S., the focus is going to be on physical delivery products from twofold. It's easier to ship in the U.S. and Canada. We don't have the same shipping issues that we might have in other countries. That's number one. And then number two, the products of health and wellness have very large margins on them. So as customers are buying those products, then the company is going to be able to show revenue. Plus, Queen, when someone buys a $100 skincare product, the company gets to show all $100 as revenue. When a person books an airline fare for $500, virtually nothing is paid on airlines. When the person books a $100 hotel stay, that company can't show $100 in revenue because maybe only $2 or $3 was actually paid out to the company. So the company would only be able to show $2 or $3. So this travel product that I saw last week was amazing. amazing. I mean amazing, okay? It's not done yet, but it looks like they're just about finished the negotiations with that. That'll be a product. They'll be able to have 2 tiers to fit the smaller package and then the larger package for the international audience. So stay tuned to that. As soon as I know it's a done deal, we'll let you know about that. Again, what I saw, Queen, and this is no fluff, all right? Nobody wants fluff after the last few weeks. You ain't up for fluff.
No.
That product, I tell you this, Queen, I will buy that product even if there are no commissions tied to it. That's how sweet that product is. Okay. All right, so this is what's going to happen. So they're going to fill their A team. Their A team is going to be comprised of them personally enrolling 2, they can enroll more, that purchase one of the qualifying packages, and then having a total of 6 packages in their A team. Now, last week, the packages were showing at $4.99 and $12.50, but we had told you that we knew that we didn't know where that pricing was going to be. We knew it was going to be somewhere between $500 and $600. They wanted to bring it in under $500 if possible, and then we knew it was going to be between about $1,200 and $1,300 on the higher end. When they decided that they wanted to add some extra punch so that people could earn some additional bonuses, then that's when they came back with the $549. So $549 and $12.50. All right, so this is how this would look. This is you. This is you. And again, I'm making the assumption that let's say if we were, wait a minute, you guys can't see? Crap. Sorry about that. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, no, we can't.
Sorry.
It's the same thing.
Let me back up.
I was just listening because I was.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I thought you were just talking that show.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so instead of $4.99, it's going to be $5.49 for one of the packages, and then the bigger package is going to be $12.50. Okay. All right. Now this is you. Here's you, and a person starting out their A team. Their A team is going to be comprised of at least 2 personally enrolled. So you don't have to be a great recruiter. At least 2 personally enrolled. And again, I know that some folks may be thinking, well, but I don't know that I can even enroll the 2. Well, if you will hang in there with us and you will follow our lead, we are going to bring some trainers and some mentors that's going to be able to teach you ways that they have built their followings. Now, some methods will fit you, some methods will not. But eventually what we're going to do with our team is we're going to have a buffet of marketing methods so that you can quickly determine which of those marketing methods best suit you. We are not going to go with the excuse, I'm not good at recruiting. You've heard my story again and again. My first 9 years, I struggled. But I didn't land on the excuse, I can't recruit, I can't build. At that time, I wasn't good at it. But ultimately, I started putting the pieces together because I've got the right mentor. So what we're going to be doing is making sure, there's going to be some of you that's going to gravitate towards building through Facebook, all right? Am I the Facebook trainer dude? No. But we'll have the Facebook trainer dude or duet showing you what they're doing. As a matter of fact, one of our teammates is already building a huge following. He told me I think it was last night, that he's getting more leads from Facebook than what he knows to do with. Don't you want to have that testimony?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You've heard Queen Twitter. Queen Twitter, I'm going to put you on the spot. Queen Twitter, for those of you who want to incorporate Twitter, you're going to learn how to incorporate Twitter. So those of you who have no friends or family left, there's not going to be any excuses. Now, this won't happen overnight. You know, we're already starting to reach out to some trainers and what have you. Much of the training will be recorded. We got way behind. We're still behind on things that we want to do with the training site, but we're going to change how we're going to do that training site, because a lot of the things in that training site are going to be marketing based. A lot of the training will be recorded so that you don't necessarily, if you can't make a live webinar, that's okay. You can go in and you can stop and you can apply. go in and stop and apply. So when Queen is saying, hey, do this and do that on a recording, I just put her on notice there in front of everybody. All right, you can pause, go to the website that she told you to consider going to, and so on and so forth. So, same thing with the people that will be sharing what they're doing to build their following in Skype, people that are building their following through Facebook. Then, Queen, I just got off the phone with a gentleman that I'm reconnecting with, a gentleman, I should say, that I connected with years ago. We kind of lost touch, but my gosh, Queen, this dude has got some high-level traffic-generating strategies. And so we're going to be tapping into some of those higher-level traffic-generating strategies. Bottom line, what's going to happen is if you don't have much of a marketing budget, you don't have a lot of money necessarily to go out and buy solo ads to build your list and do it. So you're going to learn some sweat equity approaches in Skype or Facebook or Twitter or or YouTube or any combination thereof, or blogging or what have you, or any combination thereof. And the reason this is going to be important, Queen, is because I've had to reevaluate everything the past few weeks. And one of the things that I noticed is that when one door closed on August 17th of last year,
yes,
immediately when we started another enterprise, I had a team.
Yes.
What did I do to have that following so that when one door closed and we were ready to walk into a new door, that we didn't have to start necessarily from scratch? We already had a following ready to come with us. So one of the things I realized that we've got to do as leaders is make sure that we help you become leaders, developing your own following, because, Queen, here's the bottom line. I want everyone to win, period. I don't care where they win. Sure, I want them to win in Jubi. I want you to win. And, Queen, if you are empowered with the marketing skill sets so that you can go out and you can create high laser targeted leads at will because you learn the skill set in doing so. Whether you're doing that through YouTube, whether you're doing that through Skype, whether you're doing that through Facebook, whether you're doing that through Twitter, whether you're doing that through a combination, whether you start doing some paid advertising because you learn some higher level traffic techniques. If we can get that, Queen, then it won't matter what the vehicle is, because you can have the best vehicle in the world, the best compensation plan in the world, but if you don't have a system and you don't have the fuel to propel that, well, then you just got a great compensation plan. So, yes, I'm building Jubi. I'm not going anywhere. Yes, I want you to build Jubi. I don't want you to go anywhere. But the bottom line, Queen, is I want to make sure that we're all empowered.
Yeah.
All right, so with that being said, that was part of my grand vision. So I've already done the grand vision. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, you bring on Sally here. She purchases one of those packages. Now, if she purchases the $549 package, you get a $50 commission. If she purchases the $1250 package, you get a $100 commission. Okay. You bring on Sam here, same thing. He purchased one of those packages. You enroll two. You enroll two. Now, it doesn't. Now, this is very, very important. This is what was just added. Everyone is going to be able to earn a 25% match of all of the Fast Start commissions of their personally enrolled. Now, you'll need to have 3 personally enrolled to get the 25% commission. But all you ever have to recruit in this system is 3 to maximize it. You can recruit more, and we're going to step away from that crutch. We're not going to say, oh, I can't recruit, or I'm not good at recruiting. We're going to get you good at recruiting. You're going to learn the methods that best suit you. I love YouTube. That might not be your thing. Those of you who love YouTube, then you're going to learn some YouTube strategies. But if that's not your thing, it's like a buffet, Queen. When you go into the buffet, nobody expects you to sample everything in the buffet. You go to your fancy, whatever your taste buds, whatever you like, and that's what we want to provide for you as a leadership team. Okay, so now, what this means is when you're personally enrolled, once you qualify for the match, when you're personally enrolled, earn a commission, whether it's a $50 commission or a $100 commission, whether it's a $1,000 commission because they got into their max team, whether it's a $10,000 bonus, you're going to get a 25% match. Hear me, that is huge. Why is that so huge? So if a person at least enrolls 3 so they can qualify for the match, and maybe that person doesn't go on to become the big, huge superstar, but the 3 that they enrolled, any combination, if one of their folks goes on to the max team and gets a $1,000 bonus, they get a 25% match. They earn $250 in a bonus. That's huge. If a person you personally enroll gets another 1K bonus, 1K bonus, 1K bonus, 1K bonus, and then hits a 10K bonus, they earn a $10,000 bonus, you get a $2,500 bonus. That is huge. That's huger than huger than huger than huge. Give me a moment. All right, so now you complete your A team when you've got a total of 6 sales in your A team. You enroll 2 that purchase those packages, and yes, if you have a customer who doesn't necessarily come to build a business, but they purchase a package, yes, that counts. Robert, your question about whether or not that same customer can purchase 2 packages, I don't have an answer for. I have to get an answer for you on that one, okay? So it doesn't matter how it happens so long as you have your 6. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that people fill out their A team. By the way, Queen, I will tell you that the guy that I'm telling you that I reconnected with, I'm following something that he's doing, and I wanted to see it from the inside because he's developed just an absolute masterful system. I won't say what he's promoting, but he's promoting a particular company. But he's developed just a masterful, I do mean masterful system around that. And so I'm going to put my student hat on and learn what he's doing, and then we're going to take some elements of that, because there's nothing new under the sun. We're going to take some elements of that, and we're going to employ that in our own system around Jubi, okay? And I'm going to tell you this. What I saw of his system, by the time I got to the point where the system would then tell you, hey, go on and sign up and join, I mean, you were like, you were wanting to join, right? It didn't matter what it was. You wanted to join it, all right? Okay. Well, here's the beautiful part. I thought I would have been joining him, and it wasn't him at all. Okay. It was his system. And then it said, you know, here's your sponsor. I'm like, who is this dude? Oh, yeah, it was brilliant. Queen, it was brilliant. It was absolutely, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, again, there's nothing new under the sun, and so we're going to be implementing systems that's going to help you build your team, help you get the message out, position you as a leader with authoritative knowledge, even if you're brand spanking new, because I had no idea who the sponsor was on the back end of that system, and Queen, the reality was, it didn't even matter.
It didn't matter. No,
it didn't matter.
It
didn't matter. This guy took some brilliant internet marketing, high-level internet marketing stuff, and a network marketing thing, and he's just absolutely blown up in his particular company. And I said, well, wait a minute. We could do that. We could do that. Okay. All right. So now, once a person's got their 6 sales, they then qualify for Max Team Leader, and then the next person they enroll is going to start their Max Team. Now, these 6 people here, all right, and these 6 people will become more than 6 people, because these people are going to refer theirs, because they're all building their A team in someone's Max Team. All right, you are going to get your 25% match on the 2 that you personally enrolled. All of these that are part of your A team Guys, give me just a moment. My wife is calling me. Let me let her know I'm on a webinar. She may not know. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
Hey, babe.
Yeah. Oh, we hear you.
Hey, Queen, give me just a moment. I'll be right back. So if you could fill like a minute of time for me, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, everybody, I am not I'm not as up on all the things that he was just talking about, but basically what he is saying is that we're going to be teaching you how to recruit your folks, do what you need to do to grow and become great leaders, just like Tigamani is. So and I haven't looked at the question slot, and I don't have the answers to most of the questions, but I am truly ready to show you guys how to do Twitter and maybe even a few other things online to get you where you want to go. And as soon as he comes back, we will be getting into more of the question and answer mode. And I'm hoping that he's not going to take too much longer, as I am not sure where he was where he stopped on the question front.
Okay, I'm back, Queen. You there?
Okay. Yes, I am here.
All right. You are proving yourself to be invaluable today. You know that, right?
Yeah, no. Everybody's laughing at me.
What? Were you singing? Were you singing?
No.
You haven't sung in a while. I feel like singing now.
No.
All right.
No, that was told with the tap dance, so I said, no.
Okay.
Anyway.
So now be mindful that anyone that is generated in your A team, that they're going to be in your unilevel, or as the president says, your uni level. He always cracks me up when he says that. They're going to be in your uni level. I'm sorry.
No, okay. a few other folks do too, because they comment in the boxes.
Okay. So understand that they're going to be in your unilevel. They're going to be in your unilevel. However, they stay in what's called your A team. Now, when you move over to Max Team Leader, and let's say that you enroll Pauline here, Pauline now is in your Max team, and she's building her what? Talk to me. What is Pauline building in your Max team? What is she building? Talk to me. What is she building? There you go. There you go, Michael. There you go, Monique. There you go, Diane. She's building her A team. Now, her A team is going to be comprised of, let's assume that she gets promoted to Max Team Leader. In order for Pauline to get to Max Team Leader, what must she plant into your Max team? Two and what? What do we call it? She's got to plant her A team, and I will normally refer to it as 2 and 6, meaning she has to personally enroll at least 2. Now, she could enroll all 6. She can enroll 4 of the 6, but she's got to at least enroll 2 and have a team of 6 that will be planted in your Max team, okay? Very, very important. Now, are those folks also in your UE level? Yes. Why? Because you personally enrolled Pauline, and of course you can still use the Jubi Suite to place Pauline and anyone and whatever leg that she may have. You can still use the Jubi Suite to place her anywhere that you want to in your unilevel, okay? Now, this is where your $1,000 bonuses begin. By the way, be mindful, when you enrolled Pauline, you still got the $50 or the $100 commission. Be mindful that when Pauline enrolls her, let's say 2, she gets a $50 or $100 commission, and you now get a 25% match because you personally enrolled her, so you're going to match her $50 commission by 25%, or you're going to match her $100 commission by 25%. But then something that the company did, which was massive, and I don't know how many people really got it, but this is absolutely massive, is the fact that you will now match everybody in your max team. You will match their bonus income by 25%. If you enroll them in your max team, then you get the a 50% match, because you get the 25% match because you enrolled Pauline, and then you would get the 25% match because she's in your max team. Even if you didn't enroll these two here, obviously you didn't in this example, because they're in your max team, when they get bonus money, whether it is a $50 bonus, a $100 bonus, they eventually become max team leaders and they get their own $1,000 bonus, their own $10,000 bonus, you will get a 25% match. Did you get that, Queen?
Yes, I got that.
That's huge.
Very.
That is so huge. And remember, all of these people are also in your what? Your unilevel. So the back-end residual is going to start building as well. All right, so Pauline wants to plant her 6 so she can get the max team leader. Now, what this 25% match for the max team leader does is it really gives the system more power, because your enroller, even though, let's say like here with Pauline, all right, Pauline is building her A team in your max team, all right, Pauline still has a very strong financial interest with the people that she enrolled, even though they're not in her max team, because she gets a 25% paycheck match.
Right.
Meanwhile, not only does the enroller have a major incentive to help that person, but that person's max team leader, whoever the max team leader, has a major incentive to help Pauline build her max team and to help anybody that happens to fall in their max team. Why? Because by helping them, the max team leader gets closer to their 6 sales or 3,500 in volume to get another $1,000 bonus. By helping them, it helps the max team leader get closer to a 17 cycles, because once you have 17 of those $1,000 bonuses, you then are going to earn your $10,000 bonus. But it also means that the max team leader now knows that if I focus on building the team and not just be a great recruiting guru, because, Queen, what I've seen in this industry is I've seen people who can recruit like the wind but aren't necessarily great builders.
Right.
Then I've seen other people like Zeke and Jerry Stewart. They may not be the biggest recruiters, but, boy, they build. They know how to work with their team. They know how to cultivate leadership. They know how to dig down. And what this compensation plan allows you to do is, particularly on your max team, just dig down to an unlimited depth and know that you're going to get a 25% match as those folks are going out making these bonuses. So, Queen, in time, could you imagine somebody in your max team or somebody who's produced from your max team, you know, they earn a $100 bonus, you earn $25 in real time. They earn a $50 bonus, you earn $12.50 in real time. And that's not screenshot money. That's not just money on the screen. That's going straight to your eCash. Somebody earns a $1,000 bonus, you just earn a $250 match. Somebody earns a $10,000 bonus, you just earn a $2,500 match. Absolutely huge. If you can, and I'm getting there, I'm almost there, Queen, if you can divorce yourself from revenue sharing as we had come to know and love her, if you can step away from that for just a moment, knowing that what we had loved and known is ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Is the DLB still there? Yes. Is the DLB going to pay out 0.013? No. Even when the sales get up, will the DLB pay that out? No, because not as much will go into the DLB for a couple of reasons. One, You can't pay all of this money and the DLB at the same time. That's number one. But number two, one of the things the attorneys wanted to see is that if the attorneys really wanted to see the DLB gone. But if the DLB is going to still be there, they wanted to see that it wasn't the central part of the compensation plan. It wasn't what we were using to attract people. Now, we use the bonuses to attract people, and then the DLB is there. But they didn't want it to be the central part. They felt if it was the central part, then it just puts you at exposure. So, Queen, what our focus is going to be on as a team is making sure that people can develop, should they desire, can't make you want to develop the skill set, can't make you watch any training videos that Queen might do about Twitter or Corey might do about Facebook and Skype and some of the other things that, or that Jeff, I'm putting you on notice, by the way. Sean Walters, I'm putting you on notice. Troy Rudd, I'm putting you on notice because you guys get an amazing amount of traffic to your YouTube videos. Folks are going to want to know, how did you do that? How did you do that, okay? So I can't make folks, YouTube. I can't make folks, but we can at least, Queen, put the buffet there. Now, if you don't come and eat, that ain't my fault.
Right.
And, Queen, as a leader, all I can do is make sure that we give our team the best chance to succeed. Ultimately, it's going to be up to us. It's going to be up to what are you doing when the webinar is shut down to help grow your business, because this is about growing your following. Your following. So people follow you. So we'll get to that point, okay? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. You get your $1,000 bonuses for every 6 sales, or when you have 3,500 in volume, because there's going to be the 549 package and the 1250 package. The 549 package and the 1250 package. So you're going to get your $1,000 bonus. If you had 3 sales of 1250, then that would put you above 3,500. You get a $1,000 cycle. So it didn't even take necessarily 6 sales for you to get the $1,000 bonus. Likewise, give me a moment. Likewise, the $10,000 bonus happens when you've had 17 cycles of 1,000. So you've hit 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, or you hit $65,000 in starter volume from all of those packages. So this is how the system will work. If you had 6 packages of the 549, you get a $1,000 bonus. Okay, but the 549 times 6 is still in a counter to go up to either 65,000 in volume total or a total of 100 of those sales of 549. You'll have a mixture in time. And Queen, when it's going to take us a while to roll out a system, in the similitude of what I have seen over the past couple of weeks that I've been studying. It's going to take a little bit. But when that rolls out, Queen, people are going to want to jump and do the 1250. Let's just put it like that.
Okay.
And if they don't have 1250, then they'll be like, Queen, let me tell you this. By the time I went through this guy's funnel, I actually thought that what he said was, you're going to have a chance to get my system. He said this in an email. You're going to have a chance to get my system. And he sold it over a period of a few days. I mean, he sold it, Queen. He said, hey, I'm going to send you another video in 2 days. Queen, I'm pretty seasoned as a marketer, not necessarily an internet marketer. I never claimed to be a great internet marketer necessarily. But I've been in this industry for a while. I've made a buck or two. Queen, I was checking my email like I was a kid at Christmas. I couldn't wait till the next email. And Queen, the dude's videos, they weren't 5-minute videos, so I was loving it. But he gave value. He gave value in his videos, and it was like, man, I know I can learn from this dude, and boy, I don't care what he's in. I want to be a part of it. That's the feeling you got as you went through that system. And then the day before he sends out and tells you, what he's promoting, he sends out an email and he says, you're going to be able to get this system where you're going to learn this. So let's say in our case, you're going to learn about how to create unlimited leads from Facebook, or how to create unlimited leads from Skype, how to create leads on demand, how to drive traffic, all this other kind of stuff, right? Because think about this, ladies and gentlemen, 90% of the people that are trying to make money from home ain't making it. They're in other businesses, they're in other companies, and so what this guy did that was brilliant, instead of leading with his business, where then what would happen is, Queen, it would be my business is better than your business, my daddy can beat your daddy. He led with extreme value, and I want to teach you this, and then he gave you examples of what he was going to teach people, so that you said, oh my gosh, this is the real deal. And if he's given me all of these nuggets and I haven't put out a dime yet, man, what am I going to get when I get inside? I can't wait for that next email. So in a couple more days, I'm going to send you an email. Be on the lookout. And Queen, I was on the lookout. What time did I go? What time did I open up that last email? Okay, so maybe it comes out. And Queen, so the day before he gives his offer, he says, you're going to be able to use my system. Well, I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to teach you that. I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to teach you that. And then he says, the pricing is $497 a month or $5,000. Well, what do people think? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. He said, but I'm testing another idea. And if you enroll within 24 hours when I send you the next email, then you'll get my system for free. So guess what?
I'm going to enroll before the next 24 hours.
Exactly. And I'm like, man, this thing was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. It was brilliant. That can be applied to anything.
Yeah.
And so I'm making my connection with him. I'm learning everything he's got, and we're going to incorporate that. We're going to build a system. We knew we needed to build a system anyway.
Right.
The moment that we started to understand that revenue sharing, as we loved her, was not going to be long-term viable if you were doing business in the U.S., and so that people were going to need to build a team if they wanted to generate revenues, if they wanted to make some money. Let's not be afraid of that. Let's embrace that challenge. Let's say, okay, yeah, I'm going to have a team. I'm going to have a following. People are going to follow me because I'm worthy of being followed. But then we'll have systems in place that's going to help you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so look, guys, that match is huge. That match is going to be absolutely huge. 25% on all you personally enrolled. Their Fast Start bonus money. When I got the call late yesterday afternoon about the match, I thought the match was going to be on when you made $50, Queen, or when you made $100.
Right.
Okay. All right, y'all good. Okay, all right. I mean, because y'all already love the model. Okay, good. And they said,
yeah.
And I said, no, you're not doing that on the $1,000 though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, wait, stop.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
I said, huh?
That's what he said.
I said, well, you're not doing that on 10,000. There's no way you. He said, yeah.
He said, yeah.
He said,
yeah.
And then more conversation, and then then the conversation was, hey, we're going to do 25% in the Max team. Wait, stop. So you mean Tyron builds a 100-person Max team in time? He's going to be matching 100 people? Any of them that get a $50 check, a $100 check, a $1,000 check, a $10,000 check, Tyron's going to get 25%? Yep. Okay. Obviously, if you enroll someone that's in your Max team, so if you enroll someone that is also in your Max team, you get the 25 because you're the personal enroller. You also get the 25 because you did the enrolling, so you get a total 50% match there. Okay. Anyone that you personally enroll that's in your Max team. What this does is this incentivizes the personal enroller to continue to work with the person they enrolled, whether that person is in their Max team or not. It incentivizes the Max team leader to work very diligently with anyone in their Max team, regardless of enrollment. because they not only helps them get to their $1,000 bonuses, but then also helps they get a 25% match. And so now what you as a Max team leader want to do, Queen, is you want to produce Max team leaders, because when you produce Max team leaders, help them with their 2 and 6. When I say help them, I don't mean that you recruited someone and said, hey, let you be the recruiter. What I mean help them is, however you connect with your folks. If they need some assistance, if you got a Facebook page and they're coming to your Facebook, or you got your own Skype room for your team or for folks that are in your Max team, however you decide that you want to connect with folks to help folks. If you happen to be a 3-way guru, so on and so forth. And so what's going to happen, Queen, is when people come aboard, they're going to want to know their personal enroller as well as their Max team leader. Those are going to be the 2 key connections they're going to want to make. And then conversely, you and I as leaders, we want to stay very connected to our personal enrollees as well as anyone that happens to be in our Max team. And we'll help anybody no matter whose team they're in, so on and so forth. That's just our nature. But I want you to know where you are going to be putting your focus. And while we're focusing on all of the bonus money, as well we should, because what the bonus money is going to do, ladies and gentlemen, I fully believe that other folks that are now involved in revenue sharing will have their own aha moment. They may have to go through that period of mourning as well. I just got off the phone with a buddy who, he's still hopeful that revenue sharing or maybe some other company, I love Jubi, but maybe I'm going to try this other company, revenue sharing. You can go try it, but I can just about tell you what's going to happen now. And Queen, I've been one of the biggest advocates. I've taken some heat from some of those bloggers too. I've been one of the biggest advocates of revenue sharing.
Yeah.
So this is what I think is going to happen, Queen. I think that some of the folks that are still promoting revenue sharing, that if 1 or 2 more bite the dust, they're going to start saying, well, darn, I don't know if I can do revenue sharing anymore. I don't want to keep leading my people in revenue sharing, and then it goes away, and then it hurts people and what have you. Well, I guess I got to go back to regular marketing. But then if they look at the traditional MLM space, nobody's going to have this. I mean, somebody may try to duplicate it at some point, but this comp plan is sexy. This thing is hot. And Queen, when the words gets out of people making 1K bonuses and $10,000 bonuses, and then people getting those matching incomes, when that word gets out there, both online and offline,
yes,
people are going to be drawn to Jubi.
Yeah.
And those of us that see this and we stay the course, and then you give us some time to build out some of these systems, we are going to win, period. We're going to win, period. So after you've had 17 cycles, you would have earned $1,000 per cycle. Then you have get your $10,000 bonus. And be mindful that if you have someone that either you personally enrolled or you produced from your Max team, didn't matter if you enrolled them or not, that just happened to come out of your Max team, if they earn a total of $27,000 in bonuses, obviously they can earn much more than that going forward because it just resets and they start all over again, then you would get a 25% match, as much as a 50% match. A Queen, imagine if you had someone that you enrolled in your Max team and you got a 50% match and they got $27,000 in bonuses. Whether that happened in a year's time, 6 months' time, whatever, it doesn't matter. And Queen, you earn an extra $13,000 and some change in matching bonuses. That's great. That's sweet. Absolutely sweet. Okay?
Yes, it is.
All right, now let's make sure we understand this part here on the unilevel. All right, so the unilevel has not changed. There's been no modification in the unilevel, only a major enhancement, meaning the unilevel, would put 5% of the business volume in the unilevel, okay, and then you'll qualify for some folks will be qualified for 2 levels of the 8 levels, then 3 or 4 levels, and eventually 8 levels. There is going to be an infinity bonus where you can earn beyond your 8th level. I have seen it, but I don't know it well enough off the top of my head to know, what rank you have to be. There's going to be what the ranks that we currently know as Jade and Ruby and Emerald and Diamond and Presidential, and then there's going to be some additional ranks beyond that, like a Blue Diamond, Black Diamond, Purple Diamond, whatever. So there's going to be some additional ranks. That's where some of those big rank advancement bonuses are also going to come into place. And then once you hit some of those other ranks is where you're going to be able to earn below your 8th level, okay? So you'll be able to reach fairly deep as we build out the organization. You'll be able to reach fairly deep in the unilevel. So let's make sure we understand what flows through the unilevel. What flows through the unilevel will be the monthly auto ships. Now, we've called them subscriptions up to this point. I believe that even Max Bucks, the way we know them, will probably go away. And what will probably wind up happening, Queen, is that we'll just choose our auto ship. And if your auto ship is less than $50, then that you'd be at a Jade rank. If your auto ship is more than $50 but less than 100, then you'd be at the Ruby rank, so on and so forth. For the international folks, your auto ship won't necessarily be a physical product. It's going to be on the digital delivery side, dealing with primarily starting off dealing with travel. So you'll have your own auto ship, so on and so forth. As a matter of fact, for our international audience, what I fully expect is going to happen is there will probably be webinars that will be designed for U.S. and Canada, basically the same compensation plan, but for the international audience, so we don't confuse the international audience with the talk of, skincare, weight loss, energy, and so on and so forth. There'll probably be webinars geared towards the international audience where the product that is focused on deals with travel, and then any other digital delivery products down the road. Okay. All right. So the unilevel, when our promoters are on auto ship, that flows through the unilevel. When customers purchase retail, that flows through the unilevel. When customers purchase on auto ship, that flows through the unilevel. I think it was yesterday programming showed me on the test server where customers are going to be able to order and then choose to be on auto ship. And if they choose to be on auto ship, obviously they'll get a preferred member pricing. So that's going to be coming up real soon as well. So we'll have in time a lot of preferred customers. We'll have retail customers. The way the retail customer will work is that they'll be able to get the product, but if they're not on auto ship, they're going to pay the retail price, and there'll be a difference between the retail price and the wholesale price or the preferred customer, preferred member price. That BV is going to go into the unilevel, and then whoever happens to be the person that is responsible for that retail sale will get the lion's share of the difference between the retail pricing and the wholesale pricing. Okay, again, that's more for the U.S. Canadian audience dealing with the physical delivery product. Okay, so now what happens is the unilevel doesn't change. That structure hasn't changed at all. And what we've been teaching as it relates to the unilevel and the Jubi suite is to build in threes. Now that we understand what's going to happen with the unilevel, that will be our mantra, okay? To build your unilevel in threes. So even if you personally enroll 50, what we like to see you do is only have 3 people on your first level, and to place those other 47 in my example somewhere in your organization. Because what's going to happen is anyone on your 5th level, you're going to match their residual income, their unilevel income. You're going to match their unilevel income by 10%. Now, again, I don't know the requirements offhand. I know, you hit a certain rank and you get a match on the 5th level. Another rank, you get a match on the 6th level, and then 7th level, and 8th level. But I don't. When I saw that, I don't think that those matching to hit those levels They weren't all that difficult. It wasn't like an impossible task. It's going to be something that's going to be pretty simple from what I remember. Now, let's say we look at a perfect world scenario, and we know the world's not perfect. And there's 3 on your first level, 9 on your second. So your 3 have begotten 3 somehow, or maybe you've done some placements, and there's 9 on your second. That would be 27 on your third in that 3x3 scenario, 81 on your fourth, 243 on your fifth. Let's say you got 243 on your fifth. And remember, what you're matching here is the residual income. In the unilevel, 5% of the business volume flows to the unilevel through as many as 8 levels, and could be more than that because of the fat queen, that you'll be able to reach below the 8th level with the infinity bonuses. So if someone has in their 8 levels, and let's say they're earning on this amount, if they have $10,000 a month in volume, and they're getting a 5% override, they're earning $500 a month. If somebody has $50,000 a month, and they're earning on that $50,000 a month, they're getting a 5% override, they're earning $2,500 a month residually. That's what we're really after, is that residual money. We'll focus on the bonuses. That's going to get people making money today, but ultimately you want to wake up, you want to start July 1 knowing you're going to earn roughly $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month from your residual. Okay, that's our ultimate goal. So in 2006, I'm promoting a company called Financial Destination, and my residual income in March of 2006, I knew March 1 we would probably earn about $20,000 for the month. About 17,000 of that was coming residually, and about 2,000 or 3,000 was coming in bonus money. That company didn't have a great bonus structure at the time that I was there. My wife gets deathly ill. I almost lost her. Took her to the hospital on March 17th of 2006. She stayed there to April the 12th of 2006. At the time, we weren't really building on the internet. We weren't doing webinars. We were doing offline presentations. Did I go to any offline presentations? No. Was I, was I returning phone calls? Was I doing 3-ways? No, because they basically were preparing me that my wife was going to die. What I never had to worry about was the money, because I knew that because of the residual aspect that we were going to have more than enough to take care of that month's bills and next month's bills and so on and so forth. That's what we are after, is that residual income, the mailbox money. And now that we are structured the way that we are, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be able to build it and sleep very well at night. Very well at night. All right, so now what happens here is, if you had 243 people and they just combined, they were averaging $100 a month, nothing special, nobody's a real big business builder yet, but that's $24,300 that they are earning from their collective unilevels. You would get a 10% override or a 10% match. That's $2,400 a month right there. If it worked perfectly and you had 729 on your 6th level, and they just earned $100 a month on average. Some didn't earn any, because some didn't do anything, didn't build businesses, didn't have anybody placed under them. Some earned $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. And let's just say the sum average was about $100 a month there. So now, if you had 729 people on your 6th level, you're making good money in your own unilevel without any matching income. Now you add the matching income. In my example, $100 a month is what they're averaging. $72,900 is what you'd be matching in terms of income times 10%. That's $7,200 right there. Between your 5th and your 6th level, just right there, is $10,000 a month residually. Not to mention all of the bonus money you're making from your max team, your $1,000 bonuses, 1K, 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 17 times, boom, 10K, all of the 25% matches from your max team. Someone earned a $50 bonus, you got $1,250. Somebody earned a $100 bonus, you got $25. Somebody earned a $1,000 bonus because they're in their max team, you got $250. Somebody earned a $10,000 bonus, you got $2,500. Not to mention that you have folks in your A team that you personally enrolled also, so you're getting 25% matches for those that you personally enrolled in your A team. All of that's growing out your unilevel, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that 7th level potential. Look at that 8th level potential. You could be matching hundreds, maybe even thousands. What if a Tyron lands on your 5th level? And so not only are you matching Tyron, what if Jeff White lands on your 5th level? We're going to attract some huge leaders once the word gets out about these bonuses. We're going to attract some huge leaders. What if you had nothing to do with it, but somebody landed on your 6th level, and then they went and built a huge organization, and now they're making $10,000 a month, and they happen to be on your 6th level, and you're qualified to match them 10%. This is going to be huge. I will say this again. 2001, I had gotten back into network marketing. I was in marketing for 94 to 99, got burned out, didn't have a lot of success. Started trading in the stock market, had some successes there, started teaching some stock market classes across the country in the U.S. and then eventually in my hometown. Built up a nice little influential base there. I remember when the pastor of my church got up, large congregation, about 2,000 members. He said, "Y'all been to T. Lamont Stock Market Workshop? You got to go." And that gave me instant credibility. And so when we got back into network marketing, we finally had some credibility. We had some influence, and people joined with us. And our first foray back into the industry in about 9 months, where we had not been able to build a team before, we built a team of about 500 folks. And unfortunately, something happened. There was 3 owners of the company, and one of the owners split off. I didn't know what was going on. I happened to be on a conference call with the owner that split off. That conference call was recorded. It was sent back to the other 2 owners, and with no notice, with no phone call, no letter, no nothing. They just cut my income off. They shut my access to the back office off. That's the first time I had never known that. I didn't know that stuff happened. And so I felt jilted. All right? I was jilted. I was mad as well as I should have been. And so now I didn't trust any company. Then I landed with a company that had a travel model. Absolutely loved the owner. They called him Coach. Some of you know who I might be talking about. But when I landed with that particular company, they were in their infancy. They had some challenges, had quite a few challenges earlier on. And then ultimately, when I first got there, the bulk of their compensation plan was based around the residual income. They didn't have a lot of big bonus money. And they made a compensation change. And I didn't understand it. And I didn't stay long enough to get the understanding. Because I had been jilted, I left. I played around with a couple things till finally I met Zeke and Jerry Stewart in Charlotte, North Carolina. Absolutely fell in love with that couple. A few months later, I got a call from them about an opportunity that was about to launch called Financial Destination. And was so very fortunate that I connected with them via their daughter, Boomy Moore. And so we got started with Financial Destination. We were there for a little bit. 2.5 years later, after I had left that travel company with Financial Destination, we were making about 20 grand a month at the time. And I felt good about my 20 grand a month. I felt really good about my 20 grand a month. I did hate that a lot of my teammates weren't making money. So that part was an empty feeling. And my buddy that had stayed with that travel company, I called him Uncle Ron. Ron Head was his name, is his name. Calls me up, T. Lamont, we got it all figured out, man. I know that when you left, you weren't excited about, some things that were going on, but man, customer service is flowing now. The business is rocking and rolling now. I said, Ron, man, man, I love where I am, man. Ron, I'm making some money, man. Head up, chest out, 20 grand a month, Ron. And Ron said, that's great, Tilaman. I'm happy for you. He said, Ron, what kind of money are you making over there? Oh, we did about $250,000 last month. Huh? 250? Really? And the thing is about that model didn't have great residual income. It had great bonus money, but didn't have great residual income. You'd have to build a huge team to really generate nice residual income. The great thing about our model is, in the U.S. and Canada, it's based on wellness-type consumable products that have a very nice profit margin, so that the company is able to pay out a good amount and the company still be profitable because of the profit margin. Whereas travel in and of itself doesn't have a tremendous profit margin. Now, you can do a travel business outside of the U.S., and you can do it very well, but the company will make a lot of its profits because of the consumable-based products here in the U.S., and then obviously we'll be able to, in time, the whole goal is then in time that we're able to move products into certain countries that you know, are demonstrating more and more volume, so then it makes sense to make the investment of setting things up and having distribution in those countries. But that's going to be a little bit ways away. So I wanted you guys to really understand that not only do we have a smoking, sexy, hot compensation plan, but that our commitment from a leadership standpoint is we know that as we turn the page and we start to engage in, okay, let's go and build, and let's get Joe and Susie Average building as well, that one of the things that we've got to make sure that happens is that you can start to develop the marketing skill sets. And our commitment is to help you do that. And so I'm not the Facebook guy, so you're not going to hear from me on Facebook. You're going to hear from someone else, or maybe someone else is. There might be several people that share their Facebook strategies. I know one of our guys is getting tremendous amounts of leads on Facebook that's following him, and he's kind of got his own. He's got a funnel system that he's using to ultimately funnel those folks into Jubi. Okay. Again, Twitter. You know, so some of you will do Facebook and Twitter. Some of you will focus on Facebook. Some of you will do YouTube. Some of you will do Skype. Some of you will do a combination of those. Some of you will do blogging. You'll do a combination of those. What you will find is the methods that work with you. What I found is, because I'm a presenter, that's who I've always been. I'm a trainer, that's who I've always been. So YouTube just made sense for me to get in front of YouTube and present and train and so on and so forth. So that was a natural for me. If that's not a natural for you, that doesn't work for you, that's okay. You will find the method that fits your personality. You will find the method of marketing that fits your time. How much time do you have on a day-to-day basis to commit to building your following through that marketing method? You will find the marketing method that even fits with your financial resources. There'll be some marketing methods that we'll begin to learn that are more pay methods. Well, it's not so much about sweat equity, or not as much about sweat equity. You might have some sweat equity in the front end setting up a campaign, but then you go and you do some pay-per-click or some pay-per-view and advertising, so on and so forth. And then what happens in those types of methods is, as you see profits coming from doing those types of methods, then you simply scale up. So, Queen, there's going to be a lot that we're going to lay out there. We're going to put it in a training type system. Much of it is going to be recorded-based training, so that you and anyone that you bring aboard can go at your leisure, at your pace, to get the information you need to apply either that method or this method and this method or that method. Okay, Queen, we got a little, not much time.
Yeah, 9 minutes.
Okay, all right, so give me 9 minutes of questions.
All right, just a moment. I wasn't sure you'd get ready quick there. I was ready to tell you that we have short time. Okay, from what Jay Joshua said on yesterday's call, it sounds like every one of our current upgraded affiliates are in our promoters are in our 18. Is this correct?
Yeah, everybody is starting in their 18, okay? And so what's going to happen, give me a moment, okay, the people who are already upgraded, they're not going to be purchasing any packages. Now, for my international audience, I have a question that I've not gotten answered yet, because if that product that I saw last week does come to fruition, I don't know how the company's going to deal with that, because some of you may feel, I want that product. I can tell you that. I want it.
Okay.
I want that product, okay? I want that product. So I don't know how that's going to work, but let's just, to make it simple. So everybody's in their 18. Now, when we hear that the packages are available, then what we want to do is we want to do one of two things. One, go back to your Jubi team, and anyone that did not upgrade, go back to your Jubi team, and anyone that did not upgrade, they are eligible to purchase a qualifying fast start qualifying package, and that would give you credit. You would earn your $50 or your $100 commission, and that would be one of your sales. So so I would definitely be cultivating that list. Then anybody that's not already in Jubi that you connect with, okay? So now you get your 2. Now, Queen, let's say you get your 2, right? But then you've got teammates that are already in your 18. So if, let's say you get 2, Queen, and you've got, I don't know, I'll just throw out a name, Vicky, and let's say Vicky's in your 18, she gets 1, and Pauline gets 1. Well, you already got 4, all right, because any sales that people in your 18 get will count. Now, here's what the company's going to do that's going to be very, 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 very special is, as we mentioned on last night, what's probably going to happen is that this coming Monday, there's going to be a countdown, a 14-day countdown. So, Queen, all of the sales are going to happen for that 2-week period. I don't know that those are going to be commissioned out just yet. They might just be held in a holding type tank because, okay, Queen, once you have your 6 sales, then you're going to be promoted to Max Team Leader, okay?
Okay.
So then what the system is going to do, because you've personally enrolled quite a few folks, is the moment that you hit Max Team Leader, all right, they'll shut the system down after 14 days, and the system's going to tell them who's Max Team Leader. So if you're a Max Team Leader, Queen, the system's going to look at your first 6 sales, and those first 6 sales would have been in your 18.
Okay.
All right, but then all of those other sales that could have happened from other folks or from you having personally enrolled even more, those are going to be attributed to your Max Team.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So let's make sure we get this. Let's go back real quickly. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay. While you're going back, there's a good question, a great question actually, that says, if you're in the United States and you refer somebody who's in international and they purchase the international package, do you get commission?
Yeah, you'll get commission because you'll get commission on that. That won't be a problem. Yes, you will. Great question. Yes, you will get commission. Okay?
It was because when you were saying it, it was as if, well, we can't get commission on that because we're in the United States. So
from another U.S. person making that purchase, or
okay,
they may allow it to be commissionable, but I don't think so. And part of that may be what they don't want to have happen, Queen, because that product is sexy hot. I'm telling you, that product is great. Okay. What they don't want to have happen is now everybody in the U.S. is promoting that travel product, but that travel product doesn't produce a lot of back-end revenue for the company. And so if everybody in the U.S. was promoting that travel product, right, then ultimately we'd run into the same challenge that a company like your Travel Biz ran into. Now, if Mr. Regulator comes and then the company can say, okay, here's our overall customer revenue. Now here's our overall revenue from our U.S. operations, and here are the products that we have at U.S. operations, and then here's our revenue from offshore operations. We don't care about the offshore operations. They just care about what happens to the U.S. and the U.S. customers and clients.
4 minutes.
Okay. All right, Queen, real quickly.
Yes.
So let's say right here, this is you, and these are folks that are currently in your A team. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got this guy here, and let's say in the green, you get your 2, and this guy here gets 1, this guy here gets 1, this guy here gets 1. Now you're max team leader. But then all these other sales were happening during that 14-day period.
Right.
All these other sales were happening in what looked to be your A team. Well, now what's going to happen is the system's going to say, no, you had 6 sales. As soon as you got your 6 sales, you're a max team leader. So all these other sales that happen here from other folks, that's going to be attributed to your max team. So you get the $1,000 bonus, 1K, 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 1K. So I expect that we're going to have quite a few folks that's going to be hitting $1,000 bonuses and multiple $1,000 bonuses. And remember, when you hit those bonuses, ladies and gentlemen, that's e-cash money. That's not just screenshot money. That's e-cash money. Okay. Real quick, one thing I forgot to mention. June 14th is Friday. All your points that you have accumulated based on your rank are going to be grandfathered, so that if you are Jade, if that's the rank that you have on Friday, and whatever points you have, they're going to be grandfathered, and those points are going to earn their original time period plus an additional 4 months. If you're Ruby, they're going to earn their original time period plus an additional 6 months. If you're Emerald, that whatever your time period of your points would normally be, plus an additional 8 months. If you're Diamond, plus an additional 12 months. The reason the company is doing that is because they know that the daily revenue rewards per point is low, and that, Queen, it's going to take a while. Now, it's not an investment, but we know that people made a purchase, and they would like to at least be able to recoup the purchase amounts and so on and so forth. Don't know how all that's going to play out, but with those lengthening time frames, that certainly gives people a chance to recoup a good amount, maybe if not all, and maybe even have some profits thereby, while we're focusing on building with the new packages and what have you. All right, so Queen, let me tell you why this is so huge, because they didn't just leave. They didn't just give up. They didn't just say, it's hot in the kitchen, we're getting out.
No.
They said, we're going to come up with a solution, and then for those who believed in us, those, who, they made purchases based on what they thought was going to happen, based on what we thought was going to happen. We want people to, we don't want people walking away from here and saying, boy, there was another one.
Yeah.
Guys, that speaks to the character and the integrity of the management team. Okay, what we got, Queen?
Yeah, 1 minute. And P. Lamont, there's one question that about the customer, the sales bonuses that hadn't been answered. I guess they may not have figured out yet.
Sales bonuses.
Bonuses for customer sales. Like if you're not a big recruiter, but you can sell, you're big salesman.
Oh, okay. Well, what's going to happen? People are still going to be able to earn points, and I know that points are going to be really weighted towards getting customers. So, for instance, if you get if you get a retail customer, there's going to be a difference between the retail price and the wholesale price, or the retail price and the member price. Okay, that difference, I don't know if you get that full difference or not. You may very well get that full difference. So if it's a $10 difference between the retail and the wholesale, you may get the full $10. That I don't know. I know you'll at least get the lion's share of that. Then obviously that business volume of that particular purchase is going to flow through your unilevel, in which case you're going to earn from that as well. Now, the other thing that's going to happen is you are going to earn points for the daily leadership bonus. And it's going to be very weighted towards customer gathering, so that if a person gets a customer, let's say the customer orders $50 worth of product, then you might get 3 times or maybe 5 times that amount in points for the DLB. Now, I don't know what the time frames are going to be in terms of how long those points will earn. I don't know if they would earn on the regular schedule that we've come to know, 80 days, 85 days, 95 days, 105 days based on your rank, or if they would, that part I don't know. But what I do know that the consultants and the attorneys, what they wanted to see is that if there was going to be a DOB, and they didn't even want there to be a DOB, but if it was going to be a DOB, that it was really weighted towards the activity that the company needs to have to satisfy Mr. Regulator, and that is customer gathering. That also fits into the fact that you may have people that aren't great at recruiting, and as they start to build up the marketing skill set and the building skill set, you know, what we saw, Queen, is that people with quality scores, a lot of the big business builders had a poor quality score, yours truly included, because we were focusing on building. A lot of the folks that hadn't built a large team had a much higher quality score because they were focused more on the customer gathering. It was easier for them to get people to try the product, and maybe they put more time in it than they did building, so on and so forth. And so the attorneys wanted to, and the consultants wanted to weight the DOB going forward for customer gathering purposes. That's why, Queen, you will probably not hear me talk nearly as much from the presentations about the DOB, because I have a building mindset. I want you to make a lot of money, and yes, we're going to get the customers. The customers are going to come, but I want you to make a lot of money, and I know that you're going to make a lot of money if you get on the building path as well. And then I just want to make sure that we have folks that can teach you different marketing concepts and ideas that are working for them that you can begin to duplicate in your own business. Okay. And there's a lot of great questions that I don't have a chance to get to, because I know we got to get to the next webinar.
And there are a lot of questions. Are we going to have a question and answer webinar to satisfy some of these questions?
Yes, let's do a question and answer webinar on Thursday. What I need to do tomorrow is I need to devote quite a bit of time to cutting some videos. So I know someone was asking, will there be a presentation video based on this? The answer to that is yes. I think Jay Joshua might even be cutting one today. Whether he has one or not, we'll probably cut one. Also, we'll be cutting a video. I plan to cut this tomorrow for Jubi Vacations, so that you can see how to register for Jubi Vacations. Jubi Vacations is actually live, but I don't want anybody to do anything with it yet until you have the video on how to register it properly. And that's one of the videos we plan on cutting tomorrow as well. The product that I've been talking about for the international audience is another travel product that would go alongside Jubi Vacations, assuming that they land the deal. And again, it's it's sweet. It's
all right.
It's sweet. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump on to the JubiRev webinar to do an income opportunity presentation. We'll be doing the income opportunity presentation from the newest PowerPoint that we have. So we'll be doing it based on the new system that's going to be introduced. We love each and every one of you. Sorry that we weren't able to get to all your Q&As. This coming Thursday at 7 o'clock, we'll have primarily a Q&A session, okay? So we'll spend as much time as we can just on Q&As. Love you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours. My gosh, Queen, I love y'all. Y'all some awesome folks. Last few weeks had been hard. I'm telling you, it had been tough. It had really been tough, Queen. And to see some of the comments that I'm seeing in here now, you have no idea how good that makes us feel. We love you guys. Queen, I'm going to sing on Thursday. I ain't feel like singing for about 3 weeks. I'm going to sing on Thursday. I'm singing on Thursday.
You'll make Jeff happy and his daughter. Okay? I don't know who else.
Good night, everyone. We'll see you on the next webinar for those who jump over there. Thanks a lot, guys.
So that's it for now. If you have any questions, please get back to the person that shared this video with you, or you can send a support ticket from your JubiRev back office. Thank you. We look forward to hearing of your success.